Welcome to the first UberCrit double take review.
Double take? Is that what we're calling it?
We're calling it the double take.
The double take, okay.
Because this is a review featuring myself and Andrew, and we're getting both of our opinions on the same game. That game being Afro Samurai for the PlayStation 3, released in 2009.
It's 2009. Alright, so first off, I'm going to say that I enjoyed this game more than most of the average critics. I think that a lot of people were harsh on it and didn't take it for what it was. Personally, I thought the game, just as an overall synopsis before we get really into it, I thought the gameplay was fun, fast action paced. It was fairly varied, in my opinion, between the things, the different combat, the combos, and I really thought that the poker minigame within the game was really funny. And Samuel L. Jackson does a great job. I think he's hilarious in the role. But to be fair, I didn't know it was him at first.
See, and that's where our opinions differ, is because with me, I felt the game was almost all style and flair, but with really, really low content. To me, especially someone who plays a lot of action games, you know, say like Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, God of War, Ninja Gaiden, this game felt very shallow to me. It was very basic in the combos. The combat to me felt very slow, especially without the ability to dodge or just, you know, have a quick maneuver. It was mostly, for the start of the game, you have your blocking. It's like, not a huge dodge, though. They don't give it to you as a leader. There's the jumping out of the way.
What are you talking about? You slow down time and you can front flip, back flip, flip to the side.
Oh, the slowing down time thing, though, that's not what I mean. Like, see, you could slow down time.
Yeah, and then you can flip.
Yeah,
dodge.
but that slows down the pacing. And to me, like, also, what happened to me is the frame rate kept dropping when I did that cool slowdown maneuver.
If that happened to me, I didn't notice.
See, I had frame rate drop, slowdown issues. Like, whenever there was more than, say, like 5 guys on screen, the whole game slowed down for me. I would dip way low in frames. I never experienced those technical issues, or if I did, I just didn't notice them. Yeah, so there's no active dodge, is what I mean. There's like, you can't just be in active gameplay and then dodge. And then the camera to me was just funky, like everything, and it just felt really floaty and slow. Like, I'd be attacking and then I'd go to do another attack, and like the animation just seemed really off. The whole game to me, it was kind of like that new Sonic game where you're going, having all this action, and then your action just stops. And that's how it felt to me. It's like you're playing and then you're just like, never mind. And the other part to me, we'll move on to the next part here, is the presentation. The graphics look amazing, but
absolutely,
yeah,
I can definitely agree on that point.
I thought that one. I was like, the graphics, I was like, damn, this thing looks good. It looked like a cartoon.
Though I've never seen the cartoon, but I had one problem with the graphics, and maybe it's just that it is like the Afro physics were so weird.
Oh, that's how the cartoon.
Like just one little part of his Afro was always going on.
Yeah, the pointy bit. Yeah, that's the blowing in the wind effect. The weird part is his headband was nowhere near as long as it is in the cartoon or movie. In the movie, his headband is like 20 feet long. I'm not even kidding. It's like always off screen. It extends to wherever the screen ends, and that's his headband. But no, the graphics were really good. It looks everything just like the show does. I thought the graphics were spot on, but the sound to me was off, because when you're fighting, the audio will loop the music, so that got kind of annoying. It's like, oh, cool music, and then it just looped. So it got kind of annoying, especially because they played the same track for quite a few fights. The other thing was, I didn't like the bad guy noises. They're like, you asshole, and you just hear, you asshole. Like, you hear that same catchphrase, and you just hear the same death noise. It was really low on the tier. There's boobs in the game, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe the thing is that I like those games too, like stuff like Bayonetta, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, the really stuff like that. But I'm okay with a little bit simpler gameplay. One of my favorite games of all time is Dynasty Warriors. And if you've ever played Dynasty Warriors game, it's like square, triangle, square, triangle.
Warriors.
I love Dynasty Warriors. I've seriously put hundreds of hours into Dynasty Warriors 3. But coming from that perspective, a game that is somewhere in the middle between a Bayonetta-style game and somewhere between Dynasty Warriors.
I think Bayonetta is like action game perfection, in my personal opinion.
Oh, I'm not saying Afro Samurai is perfect, but I really do think it's a pretty good game.
Like, if we're going to compare, to me, like, Bayonetta would be the top. When it comes to action games, Bayonetta's the best. because Ninja Gaiden's like right there, but Ninja Gaiden has that whole, hey, I'm fucking hard. So, yeah, it's hard, but at the same time, it's fun. Bayonetta, though, to me is just awesome. And to me, Dynasty Warriors doesn't hit the bottom. Actually, the bottom for me, and I'd probably get a lot of hate for this, is Darksiders. I did not like Darksiders at all, because it's just smash, square, and triangles, triangle, square. And that's pretty much what this game comes to. It's just smash, square, maybe throw in triangle and circle if you want to lose.
See, I think there's more depth in a little bit more depth than that, because there's also a grab mechanic. You can jump on them, like literally stab people through the face. You can throw them at each other, and when you can also use the right. You can use no, you don't have to use the slow for that.
Yeah.
And when you do slow down time, I love the fact that you can use the right stick and aim.
Yeah, that was
where
cool.
you're doing it, and so you can choose what types of stuff you want to chop off. And plus, I love the fact that when you chop people in half, they're fucking gory as shit.
Yeah, that game was really gory. If you're a gore fan, this game's cool. You'll like this game.
Like, honestly, the only part that I thought I didn't like very much was the story. I thought it was kind of throwaway.
Oh, that was another point I was going to get at, is this story does not do the show or movie justice. Like, the movie pretty much is the show. It's like an abridged show. Like, they cut out... verbatim, though, the scene for scene is like almost exactly the same. But, yeah, this game, it's supposed to be the filler areas of when he was younger and then, like, a little bit in between. It did not do justice, especially because they left out just all this, like, you're going through the campaign and you're just like, okay, if you did not see the movie or the show, you have no idea, really, what would be going on.
Okay. But just all that, and I think that it has some hidden depth, like the way that you can slow down time, cut bullets in half, or you can parry people with your block if you time it right. It has a lot of hidden depth, and the boss battles are fun.
Yeah, the parry mechanic was odd, though, because you didn't have to be on point. You could actually do it early, and it was like, maybe it'll do it, maybe it won't. That's what was going on for me, anyways. Like, sometimes I could just hold block, and it would parry. And then sometimes I would parry, and it wouldn't even work. It was weird. Like, it didn't always work for me. That's how I had a lot of close, like, ooh, this is cool, but it didn't work. Or, ooh, this is getting cool, and then the frame rates dropped. And then, I don't know if you had this problem, but the sound just randomly stopped at times for me. Like, I'd be playing, and then there'd just be no sound.
If it did, I didn't notice.
Yeah, that just happened to me. Like, the game just stopped making noise.
Did.
It's just running through graphics.
But overall, for me personally, I think that the gameplay was fun. The story is kind of throwaway. The graphics are awesome. And the only thing I could really complain about, other than the story, would be that some of the platforming sections are just funny. I'll just put it that way. Like, there are times... It doesn't have instant death failures, but like you'll jump off and you'll jump into the ocean. It'll just put you back. It's nothing that'll deter you because you can just keep going. But it's more like, okay, well, I just have to get past this. All that being said, though, I'm gonna give Afro Samurai a B- for everything that I said. I think it's a really fun game, and especially for the price nowadays, like what, $5? You can go pick it up. Like if you want something that you just turn your mind off and you chop some fools in half and play body part poker, it's pretty amazing. But just keep in mind that there are some issues with it, but it's not a perfect game. But for the price and the type of game it is, and this overall just the style of the game, it's probably one of the more unique experiences you can have on one of the consoles.
See, then, with my opinion, it looks great. Samuel L. Jackson's in it, so that adds up. But the sound itself is pretty bleh, in my opinion. And the combat is very basic, which, can't always be a bad thing. But if you're someone who's really into heavy combos and really intense, like, full-blown action all the time in an action game, you might not like this game so much. But if you're someone who's more casual, you like Dynasty Warriors or other games that, you pretty much don't have to worry about which buttons you press and when you press them, but you just more or less hack and slash. If you just want a bloodfest and just fucking destroy everything, yeah, this is a good game for you. And like, you do feel like the Afro Samurai. You're just fucking cutting through dudes, and you're cutting bullets, and you're chopping heads and taking names. It's pretty awesome. Like I said, the graphics are great, so it's pretty to look at. But in my personal opinion, it came out a little boring, and I'd give the game... I'm not going to go lower than this, but C- is where I would hit it. I think C- pretty much. It's being fair, because the game's not terrible, but it's definitely not great. It's just borderline on the bad for me. But it's not bad. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay. Well, thanks you guys for watching. This has been Andrew and Connor for UberCrit. For more content, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to us?
Yep, and check out UberCrit.com for our written reviews and also all other updates. as well as the Twitter, which is @UberCrit.
Yep.
Thank you for watching.